Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. And it is September 17th, 2021 at 5:47 in the morning. Yes, I do broadcast really early in the morning because I have a long commute down to work. It's an hour there, an hour back. So I do this. I'm a working schlep. I'm a pleb, however you say it. And I'm really into crypto also. And this is my video blog that you have stumbled upon if you're watching this for the first time. And if you are a regular watcher, then welcome back. I appreciate it. And yeah, watching that new intro that I made a few days ago, it's like watching my life flash before my eyes over the past year and just seeing everything that I've done in crypto. And if I reapproached some of the projects that I've talked about, I would definitely come at it with a very different approach. But it just, it's not the point of this show is not really to sit here and be a financial advisor or a teacher or anything like that. I'm just really kind of stumbling through all this, as I'm sure a lot of you are as well. And it's to show that you have all these YouTubers with the open mouths, whoa, warning signal, and all this stuff, this crypto will blow your mind, and they never fail. They always predict correctly and all this stuff, and I'm not that guy, I just, I get online in the morning. I've barely, I've listened to maybe a podcast, looked at some websites the day before, and yeah, man. And I'm here just discovering as I go along. And what's up, Catherine Capsulot? How you doing? And yeah, just doing my deal, man. So I'm, like I said, I'm not your teacher. I'm just kind of making my way through all this crypto world, just like a lot of you. So I started doing this on October 24th, 2020, and I'm coming up on a year now. 11 months here in a couple days, in a few days. So yeah. So let's go over here and we'll take a look at the old coin gecko and see what's going on with it. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just making sure because the audio wasn't working a second ago. So I just wanted to, I think I fixed it, but you never know. So in this time of uncertainty, you never know. All right. Let me get the old chat box in there so I can see something. Okay. Like I always do. Bitcoin 47,560 and 40 cents. Ethereum $3,461. And you have access to CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, CoinCodex, and all these coin market cap type of presentation platforms and all that. Coin ranking platforms. So I don't know why I really need to go through this. This is for me, really, honestly, to just kind of like get my juices going, Tether's a dollar because it's a stable coin. Binance coin. I look at there's quite a bit of red from the 24-hour mark, as you can see here. So honestly, I don't follow price. I'm a dollar cost average guy, so I don't really care. I'm in it for Web 3.0, blockchain 3.0. I'm in it for the tech. I literally am. I get bored by just things that are purely for the purpose of making money. Like, there's some pretty cool financial tools in crypto, and but it's not really my interest. I do like the whole idea of financial tools being accessible to the common average Joe Schmo, and this to where we don't have to be accredited investors because they think we're too stupid to use it. Although sometimes there are some protocols and some tools that make me feel like a golden retriever wearing a tie, sitting at a computer, being like, "I know how to do this," yeah, and we'll talk about one of those tools today. But it's how it goes. It's how you learn. You don't sit here and you just plop all your house and everything into it and just gamble on your future. You learn the tools and you learn the mechanics, just like anybody with some kind of financial certification has gone through, and they've taken the time to learn the tools. All right, it might not be through the official channels, or might not have been hired by some financial agency in order to be able to get the series 5 or series 3 certificate or whatever they get, but I'm learning, and I'm doing some trial and error, and I'm experimenting as I go along, and I don't need the SEC to sit here and hold my hand and protect me. It's for your protection, that they're trying to keep me away from these tools. Like I am, I think a lot of people have some pretty good judgment about it. Most people, it's just the total yeah morons that jump into the stuff and just bet their entire family house on it. That yeah, those are the people that the SEC are claiming to protect, and those people are going to do that type of crap anyway. So yeah, I'm glad to be able to, through the crypto movement, through the decentralized finance movement, to be able to have access to some of this stuff so I can learn about it. I mean, I didn't know what an option was, a call or a put, um, like even a year and a half ago, so yeah, man. I'm a typical person with a liberal arts degree, riddled with college student loan debt still to this day, and I'm just paying the bare minimum, and I'm just kind of doing my thing and getting along and getting by and doing what I do, and I just love learning. So yeah. All right, so let's keep on going down. Solana, it took a pretty bad hit after being down for like, I don't know. They were down for a while, like almost a day, maybe 18 hours. I don't know. But they're back up, and I think I said yesterday. I mean, this might be a good time to jump into Solana because I don't think Solana's going anywhere. It's a good project. It's got some healthy fundamentals. It was being pushed to the extreme. I mean, maybe this was kind of, in a way, a pressure test for them. I think they got up to 400,000 TPS, transactions per second, where Visa is only 1,700 transactions per second. So yeah, it's pretty good, man. There's some criticisms about Solana being too centralized, about it being too difficult to run a node, where with Ethereum, it's pretty decentralized and it's pretty easy to run a node, or at least to mine Ethereum and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not that involved in the conversation. There's actually a really good interview on Bankless HQ with the people from Bankless, who are very much Ethereum bulls, and then the people from Solana, and they have a little bit of a debate, but it's really just a friendly conversation, and it's a good podcast to listen to. But if you are familiar with any of the Bankless HQ podcasts, I mean, they are like well over an hour long at least. So be prepared to just pop it in on a long road trip or a train ride, or what in your earbuds at work or whatever you're doing. So because it's not a short, quick listen. And I'm trying to make mine shorter too. I got a comment yesterday. Somebody said I have an insane amount of knowledge, which, yeah, thanks, but I don't feel that way. But they said, but my videos are too long that the algorithm doesn't pick up, the YouTube algorithm. So, I mean, give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing, if you see any value in it. I'll try to be shorter with my videos, I guess. Yeah, I just get to talking, and this is really more, it's not really about me trying to like become popular. It's really more just kind of about, this is my time in the morning to do this. So, I try to keep it to about 30 minutes. But I enjoy this, and I get carried away with it, and so it is what it is. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to the Twitter feed, and there's some stuff around this. And it seems all, but let me open this up. I don't know if it's true or not. In Japan, it's common to find QR codes on cemetery stones, and then idea of person's life. I mean, looks like a Photoshop image. So I don't think that that's engraved on the grave. But I mean, even if it were, and if it were totally true, and if that's really common in Japan, which I don't know, but I think it's actually a good idea. My parents were over this last weekend, and they gave me the whole like, what are your thoughts on, how you want to, your what do you want to do with your body when you die? You want to be cremated, buried, and all that stuff. I'm like, well, Actually, I want to give my body to the Texas State University forensics labs and have them throw it out there in the field to just kind of decompose naturally, because that's kind of the way we came into this world in a way, naturally. So I'd like to go out naturally, no formaldehyde, no burning, nothing like that. You don't be cutting everything up. But I don't. I like the idea of giving my body to science, but I don't like the idea of them gouging out my eyeballs 5 minutes after I die. So, yeah. um, so a way that I can give to science without them doing all that stuff is giving my body to where it can be put out in that field that they have, and where they use that for the study of decomposition in the forensics world. And they have an entire plot of land out there that's dedicated to just decomposing bodies. And I don't know, that's kind of my way, I guess. And it might not suit everybody, but I used to say, back in the old days, to my now wife, just be like, yeah, just throw my body in a swamp and let it decompose. Nothing formal. But yeah, just, I mean, the point is I don't think nowadays large funerals are really the way to go, because they're big, they're expensive. You get a lot of people that don't really want to hang out with each other, all being forced to be put in one place. Um, and then just like wakes are awkward. It's just and nowadays, whenever holidays come around, Father's Day, Mother's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, people post on social media, and then people post whenever somebody dies, their little blurb about them and their dedication, what that person meant to their life, and they post it on social media. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, that's how I find out about people, and stuff like that whenever they've passed on. And you know, I think this is kind of a cool idea. A little Q code NFT made of some, maybe some collage or some video about my life. Maybe somebody can pull some outtakes, not just of the show, but just in general, and kind of curate something. And I was telling my parents, I was like, I hope that somebody would like curate something for me. And maybe I can set aside a little file or a little, box or an envelope of photos or things that to me mean a lot, that I would like to be able to represent me one day. And and then pass that on, and that way it's out there for everybody to see. There's no need for some huge expensive funeral, because if you know anything about the funeral industry, it is a total racket. I mean, bare minimum of a funeral is like $30,000, and I don't want to burden down my family with anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, it's just teach their own, and everybody's going to have their own personal views on this, and I respect that. It's just, for me, I just feel like, especially with the way that society has been going, that we have all this access to this virtual media and everything like that. Why not use it for those types of purposes? And I did do a video, I guess it was a few months ago now, on different options after you pass on, of what to do with your crypto. How do you pass that on to your loved ones, who, like my wife, she has no idea how to get into my crypto wallets and stuff like that. I've tried to show her, and she just gets like a blank face, and she doesn't just she's trying to describe, to some friends that might ask her about like my whole crypto endeavors, and she's just like, well, I don't know, I don't know where he gets all that stuff or what he does. He just kind of like, I'll just suddenly have $200 in my bank account or something. For all she knows, I could be working for the mafia, but I don't. But I'm just saying. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just in the world that we live in now. To me, I think this NFT idea is pretty cool. I mean, I'm not necessarily. I mean, a headstone. If I give my body to science, why would I need a headstone? But maybe some kind of NFT, something that people could scan, and then something that's on the blockchain, and maybe a record or a little video or something like that. I think that's curated by somebody that I know that cares about me. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, so let's look at yeah. So here, yeah, fact check: is QR code grave enabled in Japan? Let's see here. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not. It's probably not true. So fact check. If there's a fact check, it's probably not true. But yeah, I don't know. Let me just take a quick little look. Is this true or not? I mean, either if it's not true, who cares? I think it's kind of a cool idea. Let's see here. All right. Is it grave? An image of a woman scamming a Q code on a gravestone has gone viral. It claims that the image is from graves in Japan. Okay, so it's probably not true. These graves are equipped with QRs. This is a theme park in southwest China. Visitors can scan the QR codes to commemorate victims of the Nanjing massacre. And that's also a cool idea too, you know, to be able to commemorate people of certain dastardly deeds and events. So, either way, whatever. There's some positivity that can be gleaned out of that. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so you got old lady here.
Cryptos are
Christine
highly
Lagarde.
speculative assets that claim their fame as currency, possibly, but they're not. They are not. I think we have to distinguish between cryptos that are those highly speculative, suspicious occasionally, and high intensity in terms of energy consumption assets, but they're not a currency.
Yeah, that's Christine Lagarde, and she's some very powerful person in Europe and in the World Economic Forum and stuff like that, and the European Central Bank. And she's basically saying cryptocurrencies are not currencies. Yeah, I would beg to differ. Talk to anybody who's of a younger generation and is a gamer and anything like that. And as I talked about yesterday about Bitcoin being the currency of the metaverse, and I think Ethereum as well. And just talk to El Salvador, and yeah, and to anybody else who is slowly transitioning their life to becoming bankless. And I like this comment here: "Cars are not a form of transportation," quote unquote, says Horse Carriage Division. Yeah, so you know, anyway, that's a cool tweet right there. Okay, and then here we have blocked Aaron Wright. Actually, did he write that book, The Crypto Revolution? Him and another guy, and that was one of the first crypto books I ever read. So anyway, blockchains are making the world turn upside down, from top down to bottom up. Okay, so DAOs, bottom up organizations; NFTs, bottom up media; DeFi, bottom up finance; Ethereum, bottom up internet; and Bitcoin, bottom up value. Absolutely true. I mean, when bottom up government? I mean, wouldn't that kind of be DAOs? DAOs are organizations, governments are organizations. There's one that's focused on profit and one that's focused on governance. But I mean, you know, there are decentralized governance systems. There are decentralized judicial platforms that are coming out as well. I don't know the names of them off the top of my head. I think I just covered a couple of those maybe a few weeks back, but I can come back to that. There are decentralized judicial platforms that experiment with the concept of legal and judicial systems in a decentralized autonomous fashion on the blockchain. So pretty interesting stuff. I think that's Citizen DAO, if I'm correct. Okay, anyway. All right. So, Colony.io is another one of those. Yeah, Colony. That's kind of a governance one. All right, so that let's move on. Okay, there's another one that popped up, and where'd you go? Right here, old Chico Crypto. You know, Chico Crypto has been kind of a go-to for a long time. He's a great YouTuber. He's turned me on to a lot of good projects, and he's entertaining. You know, and I've learned a lot from him. But I found this, and he's talking about one particular project on GMX, and this is kind of one of those projects where I definitely feel like the golden retriever with glasses on sitting at a computer. But here, let's back up.
Where some of my altcoin picks are ready to make big moves. Those ready to suck in liquidity and get that pampity pump.
Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor.
Well, let's dive right in, and this one is one I already covered in a live stream over the weekend, which made it move, and as of yesterday, it was moving again. That is GMX. So let's just hear what I had to say over the live stream about GMX when it was only around $6 per coin. this is the more undervalued, lower market cap, big one. And that is what Perpetual is. So Perpetual is a decentralized, leverage platform where you can trade leverage and all that in a decentralized manner. Perpetual contracts. There it is, GMX, dude. Oh yeah, this is gonna be massive. Decentralized perpetual exchange on Arbitrum. This is big, this is undervalued. It is a decentralized perpetual options exchange built on Arbitrum, a blossoming second layer of Ethereum, which is truly secured by the Ethereum mainnet and layer 1. And Arbitrum TVL is going bonkers lately, exploding to over 2.2 billion as of yesterday, an over 2,411% increase in just 7 days.
All right, so yeah, Arbitrum is really fun, and it's a layer 2 solution. And for those of you not familiar with layer 2 solutions, you basically have to go to your MetaMask wallet and connect your MetaMask wallet to the Arbitrum layer 2 solution, and I will just show you real quickly the RPC. So how to do that. If you just Google RPC Arbitrum MetaMask, and you will find everything you need to configure it. But let me just expand view here. And let's see here. Let's go and do here, and let me get to where you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so obviously you can see I don't keep a ton of stuff on my MetaMask because I've learned the hard way. All right, so Arbitrum right here, and then so you can see I have even a Matic testnet right there, Optimism, Huobi, XDAI, Binance, Matic, Energy Web Chain. But here we have Arbitrum. All right, so let's go into there, and well, boy howdy. All right, so hold on. All right, account details, is that? No, where do I see the Arbitrum details? Okay, Arbitrum. And all right, well, anyway, let's so here's where I would plug it in, and the details that I would find on my Google search right there. ARB1, RPC URL, the chain ID, it's just like 42161, I think, as I just remembered it. And then so then you just add the network, and that's it. And then you can have access to it. So you go over here to the Arbitrum, and it teaches you how to bridge. You can bridge your Ethereum up to it, and there's a one-time, obviously Ethereum layer 1. Here's all the information that you need to plug in right where I just showed you. So I will link this, the tutorial, in the video description. And so you can get all linked up in your MetaMask with the Arbitrum network. And whenever you are messing with it, all you have to do is just go back and forth between Arbitrum and Ethereum whenever you need to, and on the network. So yeah, it just gives you the little walkthrough, and then it shows you how to upload your Ethereum tokens to layer 2 from layer 1. And yes, there is the one-time fee, that's the Ethereum gas fees. Maybe like pick a Saturday night or something to do that, because I found that a lot of times while everybody else is out partying, it might be a good time to get some trades done or some movement done on Ethereum, because everybody else is out, resting on their laurels. But not me. I'm sitting here at my computer, or I'm asleep, one of the two. So, all right, because I wake up at the butt crack of dawn and talk about this stuff. So yeah, you can move your stuff up to Arbitrum, and then from there you can go over here to the portal on Arbitrum 1, and you can see all the dApps, which is short for decentralized applications, which is basically any website that connects via the wallet to the blockchain. And that is what Web 3.0 is. And so look at all these that are built for the dApps. Yeah, so we think of Web 3.0 as anything connected to the blockchain. So a lot of people think of Web 3.0 as specifically just something that has a wallet, a crypto wallet connected to it that connects to the blockchain. But Web 3.0 is also maybe something that doesn't use centralized servers like the IPFS, Interplanetary File System, which I plan on talking about tomorrow, actually. I've been learning a lot about Filecoin and IPFS, but it's a way to where there's no centralized servers, no Amazon Web Service, no, centralized web servers at all. So no centralized point of exploitation. So anyway, so here's a bunch of the dApps that are available on Arbitrum. Let me get this a little more zoomed out so we can take a better look here. All right. Oh, Lordy. Okay. All right. So yeah. And so GMX, what Chico Crypto was just talking about, is on here. Right there is GMX. Ta-da! All right, so you could click that link and go to GMX, and then I went in there, and like I said, once again, the image of the golden retriever sitting there with glasses and a tie on, and his tongue just hanging out of its mouth, looking at the computer, being like, "I understand this." So that's how I feel about GMX and Perpetuals and stuff like that. So it's a decentralized perpetual exchange. Well, perpetual is a financial instrument, and if you've ever poked around on Robinhood or any of these stock apps that have become really famous in the past year, couple of years, or maybe about 5 years. In the past 5 years, a lot of these stock apps have become available to the average everyday Joe Schmo, and it's given the power of options, calls, and puts to the average kid in a way, in a lot of cases, college kids and even 18-year-olds and stuff like that, who have been leveraged out and have made some stupid decisions, and some kids have even done the unthinkable when they've lost a bunch of money and getting caught up in this. So approach all this stuff with caution, and I am in no way promoting leverage or anything like that, because I don't even do it. But GMX is an interesting thing because it does put the power of these financial tools into the average person's hands to experiment with, and which I think is cool. I don't have to have some kind of license or certificate or be an accredited investor. I can learn these tools, and I have been slowly. I've been reading about them, doing my own research. So if you are familiar with perpetual finance, over here, this is another one that GMX is similar to. It's just not on Arbitrum. All right, so decentralized perpetual contracts, on-chain DEX, decentralized exchange with highly efficient liquidity. So this means that all the money that is available to play with is pooled by people providing liquidity. So it is a people-powered exchange. That's what a DEX is. And so the money doesn't come from one centralized exchange company. It comes from people providing. It's a peer-to-peer. People, not really peer-to-peer, but it's people providing their liquidity to the automated market maker pool, in which when people are doing trades, they don't have to find a match of somebody else who wants to do that trades, or several people to piece together to fulfill someone else's order. It's not an order book. They just pull in and out of that pool, and then as a result, there's a little tiny fee associated with that, which is paid when the trade is done, and then all the people who have contributed to that pool get part of that fee. So that's kind of how the whole idea of decentralized exchanges work. Well, now this allows you to do options, and then this particular option is called a perpetual option. And then, okay, in options there are calls and puts, and it's not really in the scope of the video to really talk about what calls and puts are, but that's basically you being able to predict where the price will be at a certain point in the future. And if it's there, you have the option to buy it or sell it at that point in the future. Or you can just keep on holding it. And that's based on a time limit. Well, perpetual is not really based on a time limit. It just goes on forever. I had to look up what a perpetual is. Investopedia is your friend. If you are not familiar with Investopedia, I would highly suggest you just start poking around on it. I have had, like I said, zero finance industry knowledge up until about a couple years ago. And I started reading that Tony Robbins book, Money. It's completely outdated and cheesy, but it is a well-covered treasure trove of basic financial information explained in basic terms. I highly recommend reading it if you've never read it. So what is a perpetual option? XPO. It's a non-standard or exotic financial option that has no fixed maturity and no exercise limitation. So it's not like a call or a put where you're saying at this specific day, at this point in time, this will be worth this much, and I will have the option to sell it or buy it or whatever. So you're trying to call the price in the future, and you can leverage that out to where you can get 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, even 10x. And I think this GMX gives you some ridiculous options to multiply how much money you will be able to make on that, and that I don't even really understand. So, but anyway, perpetual is one of an American option where European options can be exercised only on the option's maturity date. FBO contracts are also referred to as non-expiring options or expirationless options. Okay, an option contract gives its holder the right, but not the obligation, to purchase for a call option or sell for an option a specific amount of the underlying security predetermined strike price at or below the option's expiration. A perpetual option grants the same sort of right without expiration. And it's heavy duty stuff here. Perpetual options are technically classified as exotic options since they are non-standard. So they may be no options since the only option is term expiration. For investors, these represent an advantage over other instruments, especially when dividends or voting rights are not a high priority, because the strike price on a perpetual option enables the holder to choose the buy or sell price point to buy or sell. That price doesn't expire. In addition, XPOs can be preferable to standard options because they limit the expiration risk. While some options have some features, and the focus of some interesting academic work in financial economics, practical use of XPOs by traders is limited. No registered options exchange list perpetual options in the U.S. or abroad. So and when they do trade, they occur in the over-the-counter market, OTC market. Not so, not decentralized exchange. Therefore, the typical trader will never have the contract with one of these options. Finding a proper value would be difficult. Buying and writing a perpetual option exposes the trader to risk for as long as the option remains open. Okay, so an example of it. Okay, so assume that gold currently trades at $1,300. The trader's strike price of $1,500. Therefore, if the gold rises above $1,500, the contract will be in the money. That doesn't mean the trader will be making money. The price of the option or premium will determine at which point it becomes profitable to exit the option. Since the option has no expiry, the option writer is on the hook indefinitely if the price of gold rises 2,500, 10,000, or higher in the years or decades to come. Such an option, therefore, wouldn't be cheap. A standard option extending out to 1.5 years cost 10%. Therefore, a perpetual option could easily cost 50% more. I have no idea what this is. If someone is willing to sell a perpetual option of this kind of $550 on 1 ounce of gold, in order for the buyer to make money, the price of gold, based on the nearest future contract, would rise to above 2,050. So 1,500 plus 550. As long as the price of gold is below that, the trader has open time but not profits. If the price of gold is at 1,700, the option is worth $200. The trader paid 550. But it isn't worth more than what they paid yet. With a perpetual option, once it is making money, there's also the problem of deciding when to exercise. Wow, sounds like options are kind of a pain in the butt. But I don't know. People are making money off of it, and they know how to. Use a perpetuity definition. All right. So Randy says the stream has started to get choppy on his end. So I've been talking about this for way too long, and I barely even got to GMX. I went and I bought some of the GMX token, and I've staked it. So instead of participating in the options, I ended up just going in here and staking it. And let's see if I can get to it, if it'll pull up. And yeah, so I can see why the stream's getting choppy on your end, because it's getting choppy on my end. Anyway, I have staked GMX. There's like a 20 something percent APY on here. There's rewards, there's multiplier rewards. So it's time based, and then the longer you leave it in, the more the multiplier rewards grow. Well, shoot. And then, all right, well, shoot. I wanted to go into more detail, but I'm also out of time. And yeah. Well, boy, howdy. All right. I'll leave it at this. All right. Can't win them all, right? And I do this every day. So come back tomorrow if you saw any value in what I'm saying. So here it is, 24.21% APY. And the multiplier points, APR, every day the multiplier points grow more and more. And hey, I got 87 cents so far. And then, yeah, and then you can compound those. And then you can also earn this GMX token. And that adds multiplier points. So staking it can be pretty profitable. So I'm staking these tokens, and I'm leaving the people that know what to do with perpetual options to that, and I will just collect fees from them doing what they're going to do. And so yeah, total supply of GMX is pretty low. I'll have to get to the tokenomics, but then again, yes, I'm out of time as well. So I don't know. That being said, I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna hang my hat on this episode. Not my best, but it is what it is. All right, guys, take care.